All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me this week. We're getting close to the end of this business builder workshop. I hope it's helped you out a lot. I hope that you've put some of this to practice, that you're not just out there watching, but you're actually doing and you're putting it to your business and seeing growth already. Today, we're going to talk about outsourcing locally. I'm your host, Shawn Patrick Moloney. I'm a serial entrepreneur, owner, and broker over here at Movementum Realty, servicing Massachusetts as well as Rhode Island. Also, the owner of Thoth Company, a consulting business about startups, turnarounds, profitability studies, and other business practices. Also, a podcast host. You can find me on my social tags down below. All right, let's get it moving. So, first off, when you're outsourcing locally, the first thing you want to do is shop the market. Now, as an owner, as a CEO, as a CFO, as the person in charge, the person that watches over the money, it's important that you shop the market. Excuse me, because sometimes you may not be able to do a situation where buying it locally works. I get it. Financially and fiscally, we have to make great decisions. Feel free to shop the local market, shop the farm market, and try to bring them together by showing the local market what you could get on the online market. Now, you people that are selling to other businesses, B2B, you really need to think about how to get your competitive advantage and your competitive edge in order to compete with these online companies. Because, sometimes I'll order a product and it'll be $1 online and almost $10 locally. While I love you, I want to shop with you, I want to be friends with you, I have to make good fiscal decisions for the company. I can't just decide to do 10 to 1. Sometimes the difference in quality, the difference in perception, the difference in helping the community is worth it, and other times it's not. So you need to shop the entire marketplace. One of the things you'll notice when you're shopping locally is that you'll have to compare reliability versus price. So online, a lot of the companies aren't that reliable. Before you do a big order online, you would want to make sure that you got all the details, including a sample, because some of them like to do what I would call bait and switch, which is where they show you one product, but you actually get is a completely different product. And that can lead to trouble because you ultimately spent a lot of money, even when it's not as much as it would be in person. It is a lot of money. So one of the things we notice with local places is that the reliability level is way up. It's very difficult for a local business to hand you one product that you're supposedly going to buy and then give you another. They know that you're going to be knocking at their door. They know that you're going to be right there. So sometimes you're going to pay a little more for the reliability of them. Also, for the fact that they're going to take it a little more personal. When you're working with small businesses and you're working locally versus working with a national conglomerate, it really matters when it doesn't go well to them because they know they need to survive. So they need their clients and consumers to do well. In a B2B world, it's very important to maintain relationships. B2C, which is business to consumer, we have a little bit of variation there because sometimes people are just a one-off client and stuff. Most B2B work, which is business to business, is something that could go on in perpetuity as long as you create that great relationship. And when you do a great relationship and you are reliable, people are willing to pay just a little bit more to have that great relationship that they have with their local vendors. This is something very important to remember when you're working B2B on the other side, when you're not this person that's looking to outsource, but when you're the person looking to sell the outsourced product locally. Some of the benefits of working locally would be you have someone to talk to. It doesn't matter what business it is that I work with locally, whether it be the Chinese food restaurant that I know the business owner's name, all the way out to the local print shops where I know each and every person inside it. It's really nice to be able to have somebody that you can walk in and speak to, and you can get exactly what you want. Sometimes online it's difficult because we're pretty much put through the entire process by ourselves. Everything from the design and creation to the uploading to figuring out exactly how we want it all to work out. A lot of times when we're working with a local person, they're going to be able to guide us along the process a little more, and we're going to have a lot more person-to-person interaction. It's also easier to hold them accountable. I mentioned that earlier. It's very difficult to go out in public locally if you're scamming everybody. Not too many scam agencies work well when it comes to locally. On the computer level, they rely on the fact that they can sell to billions and billions of different people. And that way there, when they screw up with one, they can just move on to the next. So that's something that we notice. The accountability level is way up when you're shopping with a local broker or a local store or a local print shop or a local anything. It's also sometimes, especially if you're doing product and you have a very low lead time, like you don't have a lot of time to get it. Sometimes shopping local, it's easier and faster to just go there and to actually pick the product up. So when we put our order in and we want to say we wanted to support a local sandwich shop versus a Panera Bread, when we call in, we talk with the person we normally talk to, we drop by there, we pick it up. I know a lot of people are into these things like kind of like a Grubhub delivery system and stuff. Be honest with you, if you're 30 people in a conference room and you can't go locally and pick up that product and you're waiting on the delivery person, it can be pretty embarrassing when it comes late. I know these people all try to act like they're the next upcoming thing and that it's the best way to do it, but I can't tell you how many times internet conglomerates have let me down in life, whether it be Uber or Zillow or it be a print shop or whatever. Oftentimes they let us down and they get away with it, sometimes based on pricing, sometimes based on just the easiness of the online order. But the truth is, you should be shopping more to help your local community. Times like this during COVID-19 and everything else going on, there are a lot of local businesses that are really struggling. And there are a lot of national businesses that basically intentionally have made COVID as bad as they possibly could. Not that they could actually make more people sick, not that they could actually change the overall scenario, but they love the idea that it's pushed the consumer to all sorts of things that they're able to change in the name of COVID. They're able to require more sign-in information. They're able to actually have less call centers. They tell you, due to COVID-19, we don't have anyone in the call center. We don't have anyone in service. It's going to be 2 weeks to hear back after you return. We're going to give you your money back after 3 weeks because there's no one in accounting. There's no one in finance. We hear all these excuses, but in reality, work from home works no different when you have a call center in the year 2021. It's easy as put the person's cell phone number in the call directory, and that's going to direct it right to their cell phone versus to their office desk. So when they act like they did it in the name of COVID, it's really in the name of profitability. So a lot of companies in the big high up level companies worked on really their profit margins during this COVID time. So helping the local community can ensure that when you call somewhere and you want to talk to somebody, you actually have a place to do so, because a lot of the smaller businesses, they worked to carry their employees. They got the PPP loans, they got all these different things, and they worked to help their local community people have their jobs, protect their jobs, and continue offering that great level of service, the high quality that they normally do. So what are some of the drawbacks of working locally? Well, number one, you can see here in the background, we've got some pictures. We got Patagonia, we've got Amazon on the thing, we've got Uline, we've got a bunch of different packages and deliveries, right? Why are people doing that? Well, it's price. So I want to take a minute and stop and think to yourself, like, how do we as a group change pricing? All right. So one of the things we could do, right, is work together as a community to shop more locally, but also be careful about overpricing our products. Too often, when we look at these different things that are going on, we say, why does this local store sell it for so much money compared to what everyone else is selling it for? And it's a lot of times it's due to the idea of that they don't make enough money by their sales. So they think by making the sales more valuable, they're going to make more money. You have to stop that mentality. You have to get into the mentality that works in the year 2021 as a vendor. It is quantity over the price. We have to get products out for the right price so people order more of them, not less of them for more price. More price, we will argue things like better service level and stuff. It only goes so far, and it only goes that far if they're doing it. So that's one of the drawbacks. Product availability. This is a place a lot of local stores are missing out on. I can't tell you how many times I've dropped by a local store and they didn't have what I was looking for, so I had to go online and order it from there. And this is very similar to the last thing I said. The delivery of large quantities if something goes wrong. So when we have the need for a large quantity of something, oftentimes we walk into a local provider and they only have one or two sitting on the shelves. It's got dust on it. It's not ready to go. And that's ultimately why we're seeing so much outsourcing at a further level. We need to make sure as local people and as local vendors, by shopping local and moving around local more, we got to make sure we're properly stocked up. I don't want to hear any BS excuses about how COVID is giving you trouble with getting inventory and all that. I know it's real in some certain fashions, but if a product is not being delivered, maybe you have to switch up your product lines. Maybe you have to be a little more firm that how does Walmart get 75 units, but I'm getting none? Now, all small business working together through chambers and stuff could say to them, hey, listen, us all as small businesses actually adds up to more than the big companies do. But right now, because we're all disbanded and dysfunctional, we are not doing that. So we need to make sure to draw together more. So let's talk about how that all can work out. Where to start? Referrals. Start referring more local businesses and start taking in more referrals. Start paying attention to what people are saying. That way, ultimately, when you hear someone saying, I'm looking to have my house painted, give them somebody's, like the green painting company down there in Plymouth, give them somebody's information, or One Stop Painting, or any of those guys. Don't say College Pro. Don't say any of these national conglomerates that do crap work that are not good. Look through your chamber. Check out who's in your chamber with you. Look at other businesses to work with. It doesn't necessarily mean that every business in the chamber is great, but there are a lot of businesses in the chamber. I think there's about 700 something in the Plymouth area chamber. You have plenty of sources to get these products from. It's just whether you're willing to open your eyes to the available options. And again, as we continue to band together as small businesses, we actually create a big business environment. Networking. So networking, whether it be a B&I group or it be a chamber mixer, all these things, spend time networking because you're going to create relationships that are going to show you local vendors. Sometimes you might even find out about something that you didn't know about. Like last year, I was at a South Shore Young Professional event and I met somebody that was over at the Marshfield Cable Television. We were able to join the Marshfield Cable Television and utilize their products and work with them where we never had an idea about it before. So it opens up brand new doors. And then the availability of walk-ins, right? Walk-ins are just going to places and walking in there and saying, is the manager in? If they're not in, finding out when they work and coming back and personally introducing yourself as a business interested in doing business with theirs. And if you're the businesses that are looking to do B2B work, you're the ones that are trying to take the outsource, be ready to talk to these walk-ins. Treat people with respect. Maybe they only order one unit the first time because they're hesitant. They're not ready to order the big thing from you yet, but be willing to work with them. I think it's far too often that I see when I call local businesses and stuff, they really have like a wall up and it's almost like that old standoff. You show me yours, I'll show you mine. It's like, no, you need to be available and ready, just like any other business. We need to be ready to jump on any type of opportunity we get because opportunities don't come around often. And when an opportunity does and you turn it down, sometimes you don't realize how far that opportunity would have got you. It's not just about today. It's about today, tomorrow, and the next day. It's about the future. We create relationships today, we maintain them, and we grow together. So remember this, delegating saves time, money, energy, and creates a better product. No one can do everything, so learning to outsource can help you grow faster. This is a really important one. As small business owners, there's a lot of type A's out there. There's a lot of decision makers that think that no one else can do what they do. Learning to outsource, it's an amazing thing. Your product quality level can go up. The energy you have for the day, you may find extra time. You may find extra money because sometimes we'll do something on our own, say like stuffing envelopes. We're sitting there stuffing envelopes and we're sending them out and we're thinking we're doing such a great job when in reality there's a local print shop that's willing to do that for us and they're better at it. They have machines that do it and they're able to do it at a better price and sometimes they even have a bulk mailing rate. But we're over here trying to do it. Same thing goes all throughout. Maybe you're doing your own accounting and bookkeeping. Maybe you're doing your own car washing. Maybe you're doing all these different things like cutting your own grass. All these things that save us time, money, and energy are things that grow our business better. And sometimes, like I said, they can actually do a better job with the product than even we can. So keep in mind that as you're trying to grow your business, one of the most important things to learn to do is outsourcing and delegating. Delegating is a very, very important part of working in business. I hope this module helped you understand the need to outsource locally and how to get a better result out of it. If you take a look here, we're almost all the way through. We have 2 classes left. One is about hiring with precision, and the very last one is really just a speech about where to go next. I'm really going to give it to you right now. You certainly should attend, but really going to talk about, are you putting these things to practice? Remember, if you started late, you can go on to my YouTube channel and you can get every single one of these modules there. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure to tell your friends about it. Put some comments in the comment bar below. Make sure to put notifications on so you hear about all the newest episodes coming up. If you haven't yet checked out thothcompany.com, jump on that website, check it out. You can also sign up for the newsletter there. Here is where you can get a hold of me and listen and learn and follow me, learn to grow with me. Shawn Patrick Moloney is my name. It's my personal side of my business. Movementum Realty is my real estate brokerage. You see all the handles there. Then you have Thoth Company, my consulting business, and all their handles. If you're looking to find out more about our podcast, you can tune into our podcast. We have Real Facts on Real Estate, where we go over real estate information for industry professionals, mostly real estate agents themselves. The other one is called Home Ownership, where we go over buying, selling, and owning a home, best practices, what to do, how to write an offer, when to turn off the sprinklers, when to clean out the pool. We go over all sorts of cool things, how to get your house ready for selling it, how to get your pre-approval. We go over the entire process of buying, selling, and owning a home. Again, I want to thank you so much for watching today and taking part in this Business Builder workshop. Make sure to reach out to me if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Thanks for watching this week, and I look forward to talking to you next week.